Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everybody. Hi, I'm Rob Kelly, host of Fade Out, Citizen Kane Minute, the Film and Water podcast, and other shows here on the Fire and Water Podcast Network. In the movie High Fidelity, John Cusack's character makes up a list of 5 alternate career paths that he might pursue. When his girlfriend questions that one of those selections is movie director, he immediately responds with any genre except German or silent. While I've never imagined myself as a film director, I too must admit to my shame that I had a similar bias against a particular movie genre, and that was the musical. Sure, I'd seen Grease and Tommy and the Rocky Horror Picture Show and some of the other quote unquote cool rock musicals. But as a genre, I just generally considered musicals to be so hopelessly square that I just never ventured to that part of the video store, even when I worked at a video store in the 1990s. And it wasn't until I watched the documentary A Personal Journey Through American Movies, hosted by Martin Scorsese. He had such passion for the movie musical that I started to think, maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe I'm not giving the musical a fair shake. So I went and rented a few of them, mostly from the classic era of Hollywood. And I realized that I liked musicals like I liked any other genre. Some were good, some are not so good, but it was just as valid a genre as any other that I had been enjoying. And so at that point, I realized, hey, musicals are cool, give them a chance. But it wasn't until I was absentmindedly scrolling on Netflix one day in around December that I discovered what would end up becoming not only my favorite musical of all time, but one of my favorite movies of all time. 1954's White Christmas. Directed by the legendary Michael Curtiz, who previously helmed films like The Adventures of Robin Hood, Mildred Pierce, Yankee Doodle Dandy, and Casablanca, White Christmas tells the story of 2 World War II veterans named Bob and Phil, who, after heading home from the war, form a partnership and become a huge show business success on stage and in radio. Bob and Phil are played by Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye, the first of many instances where White Christmas, as a film, kept falling upwards. It was originally set to star Bing Crosby and Fred Astaire, but Astaire turned it down, so the producers ended up settling on Kaye. That ended up being kismet because Bing and Danny have a wonderful chemistry in this movie, with Kaye as the youngish upstart nudging his fuddy-duddy older partner to head to Vermont against his will. Why Vermont? Because it's there that the Haynes sisters, a musical act played by Rosemary Clooney and Vera Ellen, are headed to so they can perform at the Columbia Inn. The inn just happens to be run by Bob and Phil's old wartime commander, General Waverly, played by the legendary character actor Dean Jagger. By the way, I've watched this film so many times that I can tell that this take here of Waverly making fun of Bob and Phil's wartime performance is not the take seen in the movie. One of the reasons I think White Christmas is so wonderful, aside from the fact that it's very funny and features some legendary musical numbers, is that it's about a simple act of kindness. Waverly has sunk his entire post-war savings into the inn, and it's failing because of a catastrophic lack of snow. So Bob and Phil, in concert with the Haynes sisters and the inn's hotel manager, played by the wonderfully funny Mary Wicks, make plans for their old army unit to reunite at the inn and put on a show. In an era where we, as a people, seem to be getting meaner and crueler, this gesture of goodwill from over half a century ago really struck a chord with me. The film's final shots, seen here in the trailer, are one of my favorite endings in the history of movies. Curtiz's long, slow VistaVision pans over this Christmas party are filled with all sorts of bits of business, as dozens of extras celebrate the holiday season with warmth and camaraderie. I want to attend this party. I've had the chance to see White Christmas on the big screen a few times, and if it pops up at a nearby theater, I make sure not to miss it. I love it a little more each time I see it, and it never fails to fill me with holiday cheer. It's a bona fide classic.